Hello all. In this session, we will see the formulas for all the shapes, that is rectangle, triangle, square, semicircle, quarter-circle. So before going to solve the centroid problems, we have to know the formulas for all these shapes. These are the standard shapes which we need to know the formulas for this. Okay. So please go watch what is centroid, where the centroid point lies, everything in the previous previous session, so that you will be understanding these derivations very easily. Okay, centroid is nothing but it is just nothing but a balancing point for any plane area, any plane figure. Okay, for example, square. So where the centroid point lies exactly in the center. If you fold the square in x-axis or in the y-axis, it will be the center point lies in the middle. So because it is mirror image both the sides, so that easily we can find it. So but for the but the unsymmetrical shapes, it's very difficult to find the centroid points. So for example, triangle, if you fold it in y-axis, it will be a mirror image, but if you fold it in x-axis, it is not the mirror image. So we need to find the formulas for that. So that's why we are finding the formulas. So in this session, we are going to first solve the rectangle. You can see the figure here. See, centroid, see the breadth is b and the depth is d, right? So the centroid lies exactly in the middle. We already know, that is the answer will be d by 2. And if you're going in the x bar, that is x-axis with reference to y-axis, the answer will be b by 2, right? Already we know in the case of rectangle, but still we will derive the formula and we'll see that, right? So first, take the rectangle of breadth b and depth d and just cut a small section. So here a small section I am calling as an elemental area. So always remember, I am just mentioning elemental area for a small area. Okay, here onwards I will call it as elemental area. So elemental area, you just cut it in the top section. I have cutted a small strip which is the thickness is called as dy. Okay, so the dy you are cutting from the distance y. Okay, so the breadth is b and depth is d. Okay, for the centroid g, the x bar will be from y axis and y bar will be from the x axis. So I have marked g. That g point which I marked in the figure, it's an imaginary g. Still we don't know where the centroid lies. Just I am going to assume that g is somewhere in that. So the distance of g will be x bar from y axis and y bar from x axis. Okay, so figure will be plays a very important role here. So rectangle, first we will introduce the figure, that is, let us consider a rectangle of area b into d as shown in the figure. Now consider an elemental area, as I told, that elemental area which you are strike it out. So that will be, breadth will be b and the depth will be dy. So at a distance y from the x-axis. Now first we need to take the total area of the rectangle. So what is the total area of the rectangle? A is equal to b into d, that is breadth into depth. Area of an elemental area is, so that is elemental area I am representing in a dA. So always remember, elemental area means that small area I am representing with dA. D small letter a is equal to b into dy. Okay, after finding that area and the area of the small area, the total area and the area of elemental area, we have to move on to find the moment of that small area, that is elemental area. Moment of elemental area about x-axis, that is you are keeping as a xx. So if you are keeping xx line as a reference here, you're keeping x axis as a reference here. So moment of an elemental area about x is b into dy into y, that is area into distance. You can see what is the area of the elemental area, b into dy. What is the distance it is traveling? It is traveling y from the top to the x line, so that is y. Okay, so b into 1 minute, b into dy into y. Next, moment of the elemental area is over now. Now the moment of entire area, that is full area about xx. So that's why I'm taking summation of ay is equal to integration. See, integration you have to start from 0 to the full length. Okay, what is the depth of the rectangle? We have taken d, right? So that's why integration will be 0 to d, that is minimum to maximum. So elemental area we got b into dy into y. So same thing here, I'm taking integration of 0 to d. So the 0 is minimum and d is the maximum. b into dy into y. So this is the integration. So summation of ay is equal to, so if you integrate you will get bd square divided by 2. Okay, so next the main formula of centroidal distance. So in the last session, while giving the introduction to centroid, we have derived the formula, right? What is x bar, what is y bar? Please go watch that formula. So from there we got this formula. So here centroidal distance y bar, and guys, here you can find x bar or y bar, any one you can find in the derivations, right? So x bar, y bar, anyone you can show. Here I have taken y bar as the reference of x axis. So the y bar formula is summation of ay divided by a. Okay, so what is summation of ay? Come here and see what is the summation of ay. Bd square by 2. So same thing I'm writing, bd square by 2, and the capital A is here, right? So if you substitute here you will get y bar is equal to d by 2. Okay, I'll just go back to the figure now. Okay, so you can see here x bar, see exactly half you are getting, right? Sorry, y bar, how much? D by 2. You just see the answer. So y bar is equal to d by 2. You are getting the answer. Same way, if you are cutting the rectangle in the y axis, in this strip, so you will get the x bar distance. So in the first figure you have cutted in the horizontal strip, you have taken horizontal strip. So here you cut in the y strip, you cut it in the y axis. So that same follow the same steps, that is x bar is equal to summation of 0 to b, as I told, minimum to maximum, 0 to b, x into dA divided by a. So a is b into d, small area is dx into d. So if you substitute you will get, with after integration you will get x bar is equal to b by 2, right? So I'll come to the figure now. Yes, here you can see the x bar, that x bar which I marked, you got b by 2 exactly middle, and the y bar you got d by 2 exactly middle. So this is the way of solving the derivations. So please remember this for to solve the problem, that is x bar and y bar for a rectangle. Thank you.